Hello, neighbors. I can only assume you can hear me and that I'm live. This will be a little bit more for me than you. I just really wanted to go live tonight, and then I impromptu said, "Hey, I'll go live at 7 o'clock." Of course, Dolph, president of the Scotch Whisky Society, Edmonton Scotch Whisky Society, went live tonight at 7. Had that pre-scheduled. Was promoting with others to talk about Bridgeland. Actually, we talked about. Um, this one right here. You can see one of the problems I'm going to have with this camera is it does focus on bottles, I think, but it might be always focusing, which is not going to be cool. But anyways, Dolph talked to us about this, about Bridgeland, and walk through this one. Now he had a different release. Mine is 55.1%, but I think he said his was 63. So that's pretty interesting. This again, it's alive. If you come in here, I'm going to respond to comments and whatnot. But one of the things I'm trying to do is test this equipment. So I have joined this live from my office, and excuse all the mess. So I'm going to switch as though that's another guest. Oh, and it zoomed in. I saw that it did that, and I don't know why. I think it's a hand gesture that I'm doing with this camera, which is crazy. Oh well, that's cool that I have Zoom. I just got to figure out how not to trigger that if I don't want it to zoom. Anyways, as I said, I was going to kick over to my fake guest. Now, my fake guest tonight is Roy of Aquavite. I did not ask your permission, Roy, and I apologize. But you're talking about the Online Scotch Whisky Awards. I think the reveal's coming up October 4th. So I want to see if it works. So I'm switching over to a guest, and we'll see if we can hear them.
It's almost like this moment where Mac is just ripping off his jacket and saying, "I've had enough." But it's got his usual kind of decorum, erudite politeness, and accessibility. And he's not just ranting, he's.
Well, I could hear him in my ears, and I'll watch the replay to see if I could hear him in yours. Now, no one is in my live, which makes sense. I haven't promoted it, and why would someone randomly come across a random whiskey live? But I'm hoping that someone will drop in just so I can check out the chat feature. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the address of this and I'm going to bump it into a social of some kind just to see if anybody is willing to jump on and say something. Because part of the tech, of course, it's video. Of course, it's this talking back and forth, and I'll be able to see on the replay how the video went. Can you see me? Oh, I should do a light test. So I can crank up the light. I don't like that in my eyes, but it might be nicer for you. That's where I kind of wanted it. I can crank up my backlighting. I don't know. Kind of like where everything was on that one. Could go lower, but then I feel like I'm in the dark. I kind of like being in the dark, but we'll see. So that's kind of my lighting, the way that is. Let me get the link for this so I can promote it on a social. Anyways, if you have dropped in and I'm not seeing him, sorry, it's because I'm used to the screens and whatnot. So I apologize for that. There might be someone there. Oh yeah, Kirby's there. Hey, that's all I needed. Hey, Kirby, can you hear me? This is a complete test of live. So glad you dropped in. I'm trying to test out, chat, and I did see the chat. So that's good. Also, this is part of a test, like on the video frame rate, can you see it okay? And a few other things. The chat was one, so Kirby, I really appreciate you dropping in. Thanks. Good, good. I'm glad you can hear me well. We'll do a little fake transition to a fake guest. So I've joined this live in my office. I can hear Roy. It's just my laptop playing him. He talks for like 2 hours, so I knew I could start that and easily figure out what's going on. You can see that Glen Scotia. That's a preview. James gave that to me to celebrate 10,000 viewers or subscribers. And I'm honored by that, James, and I'm going to crack it, but not in this casual live. Then I'm going to come back. This is me. Hopefully you can still hear me. The frame rates are okay. I also am going to try, like, when I have more than one guest, I want to be able to do these kinds of things. You should be able to hear me. Should be able to hear Roy, my pretend fake guest. And that's how it goes. You know, Kirby, I wonder how things are down your way. Are you opening up some new whiskey? Earlier today, I got on a live with Dolph, and he went through this, you know, the Bridgeland Tabor corn. And mine is at 55.1, but he said his was 63%. Kirby, do you have any Bridgeland? Have you seen the Tabor corn? Like the, you know, the artisan release, artisanal, artisan, that's probably it. Artisan release. Boy, I don't know. The lighting is okay, but there's something odd about this. Awesome. Kirby, you're the best. Seriously? I wish I could send something quickly your way, but you know me, it takes me forever to get anything going. But good that you could hear me, and good that you can hear the other source. That's a huge part of this test. I'm trying to change my software. I use StreamYard, but I only use the free version, and it limits to 720. And once you start, you know, doing lots of cameras like this, it just doesn't hold together. This is OBS, it's free, and I'm using Video Ninja, also free. And I'm just hoping that I can, you know, avoid paying if I don't have to. Oh, heavily peated batch 12, Kirby, that's awesome. And I don't have any empty glasses, or I pour a little dram of batch 8 just to enjoy it with you. Yeah, the Tabor corn is sweet. I fully agree with that. I like, I don't know if you had the Tabor corn, the one like at the 55, the bigger. I felt there was enough oak in there to try to balance the sweetness. But having said that, I could see it is a sweeter whiskey, but certainly a quality one for me, and excellent if you're in a province that doesn't have bourbon on the shelf right now and you're looking for a corn whiskey. I think it's a real good one. I also poured tonight two others. I thought Dolph was going to talk long. He was like 15 minutes, which is great. Good for you, Dolph. That's fantastic. And so I had poured this one. Oh no, sorry. This is the one that we talked about. Then I poured this one earlier, just as I was trying to get my tech set up. And this is Scorn, which I feel is bourbon-esque. It's from Last Straw. I know you can't get this release anymore, but they put out like a release every year, I think he said. And this one is 49%. It's younger, but it's 100% Ontario corn, 3 years, 2 months, American oak, ex-bourbon, but then he's got a port wine cask finish on there. And I recently talked about a port that didn't quite work for me. There it is again. The camera randomly zooms. I'm going to have to learn my camera. I think it's my hand gestures, but I don't know. Oh, something like that. Look at that. I can wave at the camera and it'll zoom in. Wild. Technology is wild. I don't know. Have you had, Kirby, anything from Last Mountain? Don DeMonte was, oh, now it's like following me? Yep. I've glued it to me. Boy, I better go learn the hand signals for this webcam that I'm trying before I really promote this. But I want to say this Scorn is a really nice, it is 100% corn, ex-bourbon, but that the port wine finish on this one works really, really well. And then I thought, well, I better keep talking about bourbons, and so I've got a little bit of John Sleeman's. This auto zoom is a bit weird. Can I do this? Will it auto zoom on that? John Sleeman's and Sons. This is just the 40%er, often on sale. Wine and Beyond, 40%, $43. And I poured a bit of that. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that, I don't know, Kirby, if you know this, but the they just put out. If you subscribe to their mailing list, but you got to subscribe to their mailing list. If you don't subscribe to their mailing list, it's not available yet. But they are releasing 2 cask strength whiskeys. I think it's a single malt and a rye, 100% rye, cask strength. And for cask strength, actually a really reasonable price. So if you're on their mailing list, I would go get them. But I have opened up a couple of bottles of Shelter Point recently. That's interesting. You know, when I was in Calgary, I bought because Kensington Wine Market had several of them, just really low, good prices, and I bought Smoke Point, which I haven't opened yet. So I don't know what else you have there, Kirby, but that's something. And I recently had again another taste of this. Boy, this following me thing is gonna knock me out. This cask strength Shelter Point, but I do find this one a little, young barley forward. Well, I think I've tested all that I wanted. I clearly can read your comments. I love that. I think I can respond. Whoops. Oh no, now that I've got another person, Claude, welcome to the channel. This is like a test live. And you can see I've poured out a bunch of whiskeys. I've been talking to Kirby because he was kind enough to join me. You do like the cask strength, Kirby. Well, that's really good because I think it's opening up. Now, I don't, when people talk about opening up, I think sometimes it's a mental thing. Like I don't know how much the whiskey changes versus how much we change with the whiskey. Like, we try it in a different context. We try a different time of day. Maybe the food that we've had is a little different. So that's pretty interesting, I think. But I felt the last time I had a pour of this cask strength, it was better than the first time I had it. So whether the bottle changed or, oh, hey, Underpass, thanks for dropping in. This is going to turn into something. This is great. Kirby, I didn't ask you today at the beginning. You were helping me say you could hear me, and that's excellent. But I didn't know if you were having an ability to pour a little something and enjoy something. You can share. You can see what I'm drinking today. Tonight I have a little bit of the Tabercorn whiskey from Bridgeland. I have a little bit of the Scorn. It's a port finished 100% corn whiskey. I don't have this in a glass, but we were talking about Shelter Point cask strength, and I was sharing that I've got this in my glass here, this one, which I think for a 40% whiskey is really quite good. I actually really think it's kind of a low fruit, slightly higher oaked, sweeter bourbon. It kind of reminds me of Buffalo Trace a little bit. Like I don't get a lot of fruits on Buffalo Trace. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of in that neighborhood. But I was saying, if you're on their mailing list, these guys are releasing a cask strength, 2 different ones, a single malt and a rye, that I think are priced really quite well. Yeah, I appreciate it, Cole. Thank you for jumping in and you saw I was live and you jumped right in. I really appreciate that. And Donner Pass, that you would come in while you're at work. I mean, it's just too kind. I'm probably going to wrap up though. Again, this was a technical test. I wanted to be able to try this OBS. I want to be able to switch to another guest. I should test this. So this is Roy and Ralphie promoting Oswaz, but I'm curious if you can still hear me talking while you hear them. Oh, and Dolph, you're back in. Another test that I'm trying to do is this, where I've got multiple guests. Of course, they're on video, so they're never going to stop talking, but hopefully you can hear me and you can hear the other guest in a scenario like this. That's really what I'm trying to test tonight. I just want to be free. I don't want to pay for StreamYard. StreamYard's a great product, and if you're doing big things, I think you should pay. They've been good to do their free stuff, but for me, I'm just trying to get a free alternative. So I'm glad that a few more people were joining. I don't know if anyone's shared what they're drinking tonight. If it's just me, that's fair enough. Oh, and for anyone joining now except for Kirby, you'll notice that this camera seems to be following me around, kind of zooming in as I'm thinking, zooming out as I'm walking away. This is a feature of this webcam that I bought on Facebook actually quite a while ago. And but I don't know how to change the feature. Like I know there's a hand wave. Oh, I think that's it. That's it. Yes. So now it's just me in the room. It doesn't follow me. But if I do this, then it recognizes that I'm the feature here. So if I get up and move over, you should try to follow me as I move around the room and pay attention to what I'm doing. Wow. Well, I'm learning things tonight. There's also a pinch and zoom, which I don't know. This is the best 40 bucks I ever spent. Right? Dolph, I have to say, I use StreamYard, and I don't want to be negative to them because I've been able to. There it is. That's another hand gesture that zooms in. I don't know how to zoom out. Oh, maybe it's like that. But my problem, I was saying earlier, Dolph, is that it's free at 720, and I know all my tech here can easily do a 1080 stream, which is a lot nicer when you have two guests. Like when you're doing this multiple guest thing, you want to be able to see both video streams. It just seems like I felt I could do it. So this use of OBS, Video Ninja, and I do need to figure out the hand gestures for my camera. That's actually something I didn't even know I had. So yeah, when you pay for the StreamYard, it's just too much a month for those of us that are doing this for fun. Like we we surely don't make enough to pay for the whiskey that we enjoyed together. And oh, you're getting a bit of echo now. Are you getting echo when I had two guests, or are you getting a bit of echo just now while I'm talking? That's really good to hear, Kirby. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think what's happening that's really good is that I think my voice is coming out in my office where my fake guest is, and it's picking up my voice and them. Like if yeah, something like that. You guys are the best. Honestly, for coming on here, Claude, Kirby, Dolph. I just appreciate you guys. Sorry, now I'm talking to you. You're texting. I should be talking to the camera, to you guys. I've got a second screen here. You can kind of see my whole setup. It's just a cheap temp screen. I've got a screen in front of me here. Anyways, you guys truly are the best, and I really, really appreciate that you dropped in. I've learned so much, and I feel like I could try a real guest, and we'd get a little further than, I don't know if you know, but the last week's live, we tried this for 15 minutes, and I could not get them on. So thank you for joining me. Spirit of Edmonton, you just talked about this, but I should say to anyone here, if you're in the Edmonton area, Whiskey Drop, that blind rye comparison between what I'm sure are going to be great Canadian ryes and then some unknown American ryes, I think that would be a really exciting tasting to be a part of. So if you're in the Edmonton area, guys, check it out. Whiskey Drop. You can sign up for the events. Thanks again for everyone who showed up. I'm going to sign off because it was a test. And I think I've got enough out of these 15 minutes to get a sense of how to use this software properly. Really appreciate you coming on. You guys, cheers to you. You have a good night.